Hi, this is Khee from John R. Wood and Christie's International. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel today. If you've been watching, you know that I've been providing a series of topics around finding a home, buying a home, and today's topic is when to make an offer. How do you know when it's right to pull the trigger? Well, when making an offer on a property, it involves a combination of careful consideration and analysis. However, after reviewing all those homes that we've seen together, maybe you've come down once or twice or even 3 times. Maybe it's been a month process or a 6 months process, or maybe we've known each other for over a year. Whenever it is, because of the filtering and all the homework and research that we've done together, whether you're looking at a single family home, a condo, investment property, or your retirement home, when we walk into this house together, you will know, and I will know, because it's going to be everything you've ever dreamed of. And we're going to make sure that that happens. And the one question that I will be asking you is, can you see yourself living here? Are all the amenities what you want? Is the view right? And if you say yes, well then guess what? It's go time. And now I'm going to be reviewing some of the steps that will go into careful consideration before we actually put that writing to the pen and send it out for your signature. So the first thing that I will do is the market research. You know, my job is to monitor local real estate here in Southwest Florida, whether it's Naples, Bonita, Estero, Marco Island, or even up to Fort Myers Beach area. I'm going to understand the current market conditions, the property values there, and what the trends are. And I'm going to be sharing that all with you. Number 2, property comparison. My job is to compare the properties that you're interested in with others in that area, and specifically what align to the criteria to the home that you're thinking about purchasing, making sure that it represents good value, whether again it's a good time to make that offer. So you're saying, well, how do I do that? Well, I need to pull comps from MLS. And MLS is the multiple listing service that I'm a member of. And I will pull that data on what has sold in the last 3 months or 6 months. Sometimes I may have to go to a year. That data could be considered older price points. And I'm going to be looking up that information. I'm going to be looking at the listings that are active, pending, and sold, and really understand how they compare in size, in square footage, and does it have a pool, what location it's in. And in particular, I will be looking at the sold price and the sold price per square foot of the home that you want to purchase and the homes that have sold in your nearby community or even in the area. And I'll be researching another pricing tool that we utilize called Realist. And that is an MLS feature that will give us a range of what we believe the house is valued at. And we'll be looking at Zillow to see what the market thinks it's worth, and we'll take all of these items into consideration. Number 3 is the seller's motivation. Oftentimes, I try to gauge the seller's motivation by talking to the listing agent, seeing how motivated they are. Do they want to sell quickly? If they want to sell quickly, it might be a good, favorable opportunity to make an offer because they are ready to move forward themselves. And sometimes the sellers will allow the agent to disclose this, why they are moving. Perhaps they have a job to relocate to, so time is of the essence. You know, maybe their children are going to college and they want to be near them. Maybe they're retiring and they want to be near their family. So there are so many different motivations for people to move, and I will find that information out because it will help us in making the right offer and at the right time. Number 4, time to market. So how long has the property been on the market? And how long have other listings been on the market in the same community and what price point they are at? And I'll look at how quickly they sold, how quickly they went pending, which means they have an accepted offer or are under contract. If it's a relatively new listing and you're confident about its value, making an offer sooner rather than later can be advantageous. Specifically, we'll be looking at days on market, which is DOM. And the longer that they're on the market, the more negotiating power, ultimately, in my opinion, we will have in making perhaps a lower price offer or better terms and conditions. Number 6, market dynamics. Understanding whether it's a buyer or seller's market. If it's a seller's market, properties may move quickly, and making a timely offer can be critical in order to secure the property. If it's a buyer's market, you as the buyer are in control and have potentially more negotiating power on price or again on other terms and conditions. Number 7, property condition. This is also a very important part of making an offer. We will be assessing the condition of the property, and we've already done that because in the video previously, when we're doing walkthroughs, I've shared with you my philosophy on what to look for as we're walking through the property, both interior and exterior. However, the seller should be providing you, the buyer, with a seller's disclosure. When we put together an offer, I will be asking you to sign this disclosure so you agree to all of what the seller has disclosed. For example, say on the seller's disclosure, the dishwasher is not working, and the seller has disclosed that. And then when we have the inspector go in and inspect the home, the report comes back and says the dishwasher is not working. Well, then if it was disclosed up front, we cannot ask for a repair on that because even though it's a defective piece of equipment, it's been disclosed up front and the seller is not willing to repair that. So it's critical that we review this in detail. Okay, regarding the seller's disclosure, this is what the seller's disclosure looks like. And I would like to read to you the top information about the seller's disclosure because I think it's important. The seller is obligated by Florida law to disclose to a buyer all known facts or conditions that materially affect the value of the property which are not readily observable by a buyer. This disclosure statement is designed to facilitate seller's compliance with Florida law and to assist a buyer in evaluation of the condition and desirability of the property. It further goes through if anybody has lived there, the appliances, what working, like we gave that example of the appliances, were they working, electrical system, plumbing, radon, mold, drywall, termites, swimming pool, insurance, wetlands. Do they have a survey, an elevation certificate, or a prior owner's policy? So that's very important that we understand what's included on the seller's disclosure, and again, have you sign off that you've read it and understand the conditions of the property. Number 8 is negotiating strategy. We will be developing a negotiating strategy together. I need you to be prepared to act decisively. When you find that property you love, and you know I'm going to help you find it, that we will ensure that we write a competitive offer. It's aligned to those market conditions, and now it's time to negotiate. And that's the fun part, right? Because we put an offer in, and the seller can either decide to counter offer, and then you can counter offer, and this can go back and forth multiple times. We can negotiate both price, terms and conditions, closing date, inspection timeframes, and I mentioned counter offer. I have another video topic on how to make a counter offer, which I hope you'll view in my YouTube channel. So when you put an offer, it will either be cash or financed. If it's financed, you will need to be financially prepared because with every offer, if it is financed, a pre-approval letter is required. So number 9 is financial preparation. We need to ensure your finances are in order. If you will be financing, you'll need to reach out to a lender to get pre-approved for a mortgage. So you know your budget, you know what price you can afford, making it easier to confidently submit an offer when you find that right property. If you don't have a lender, I can offer you several different vendor recommendations here in Southwest Florida. They can help you through that process. But it's important that we're ready and armed with that tool in order to make an offer. Number 10, time to make a decision to make an offer or not. Now that I provide you with all that information, it should help you make that decision on price and competitive terms. In the offer, you'll have the option to include an initial deposit and typically a second deposit once your inspection is complete and all parties have agreed to the remedies of the buyer's election from the inspection. I have another video on inspections and deposits, so stay tuned for that. So don't worry, this is a lot of information. I am here as your realtor to step you through this process. I've been through this many, many times. I know it sounds like a lot and it can be confusing, but don't worry, that's why you're relying on me, Kathy He, because of my knowledge and experience in the industry. So it's time to go look at some properties and eventually make an offer on that dream house, your retirement. You're either upgrading or downgrading. It's an investment property, whatever it is, I'm here for you. And next up is going to be, how do we structure the offer? once the offer is accepted, now what? And getting through the inspection and the process of closing and what's included. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope that if you like it, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as there are many more videos to come. This is Kathy He from John R. Wood and Christie's International. Please reach out to me at 802-363-2411 or visit my listings at kathyhe.com. Thank you and enjoy today.